Good afternoon, Facebook family and friends. This is Prophetess Arenda coming to you this afternoon. And I'm coming in the Word, which will be Bible Gateway first. And it's just a small verse to get me warmed up for the Word. I want to share it with you. Every day I read Gateway, and you can download it on your phones. So the verse of today by Bible Gateway read like this: As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. That's in the New Living Version. So I'll come to you now with the word of the day. And this is to the believers. So if you are a believer or a non-believer, hear the word and know that the word is applied to you for a reason. And the word begins like this: We saw the giants, and we were like grasshoppers in our own sight. That's in Numbers 13, chapter 13, verse 33, in the New King James Version. Today, our topic reads like this: Overcoming the I can't mentality. I'm going to read that again for you. The title is Overcoming the I can't mentality. You can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. And it reads like this today in the Word. The Word says, wherever you go, you take your mentality with you. After 400 years as captives in Egypt, the Israelites developed a slave mentality because they were dominant for so long, dominated for so long. They never learned to be decision makers. They functioned best when other people told them what to do. See, consequently, when they approached the promised land and their leaders sent 12 spies to check it out, 10 came back saying, the inhabitants of the lands are giants. We are like grasshoppers compared to them. But 2 of the spies, Joshua and Caleb, knew God was with them. So they reported, the inhabitants of the land are like grasshoppers to us. We are well able to overcome them. In verse 30, Joshua and Caleb developed capacity to see things from God's vantage point. It spells the difference between success and failure. And this is one secret will change your world. See, you learn to mount up with wings like eagles. In Isaiah 40, chapter 31. And see every situation from a higher point of view. Through God's eyes. You stop looking at the devil's picture of defeat and focus on God's portrait of success. Start speaking what you desire and not what you dread. See, that's in Psalms 107, chapter 2, verse 2. Psalms 107, verse 2. Speak your expectations, not your fears. This isn't mind over matter or pop psychology. I'm standing on God's holy word, declaring I am what God says I am. I have what God says I have. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. If you want favor with both God and man, and a reputation for good judgment and common sense, then trust the Lord completely. Don't ever trust yourself. In everything you do, put God first. I'm going to say that again. In everything that you and I do, we better put God first. Because He will direct you and I. And He will direct you and crown our efforts for success. I'll say that again. In everything that you and I do, put God first. Because He will direct you and I. And He will crown us for our efforts with success. I sit before you today as a prophet, telling you every day is a learning experience. I want to be, and I will be, the greatest prophet that I need to be at the time living on earth as of now. For all those of you who have crossed my pathway with thy word of uplifting and touch and loving and securing and surrendering all and repenting and asking that our sins be forgiven together, God is on the main line working. All He need us is to do is shift in place. We fret not because of evildoers. When we look around, God has taken it all down and out. Because the trials of tribulations, every day is a great day to move up under the authority of power. God give us breath to breathe, and we can breathe freely. Why don't you breathe? Why don't you join me and the rest on planet to join together on one accord so we may breathe and we may walk freely on this earth? It's given already. Whether you, I, and anyone else accept it, it is given freely. I'm so glad that this prophet can always come to God and ask for repentance and ask for my sins to be forgiven. This is one young lady, one prophetess, one minister, that I will get it right. And I'll get it right through the eyes of God, walking through His wonderful divine works of hand. Make His hand stay upon you and I, and may we complete a task of a journey, because all those souls and well-being of goodness is waiting on you and I to join. Won't you join us on earth? Won't you fit in unity? And won't we put what God wants in motion? I love you all. Stay uplifted, stay kind and loving, and may peace surrender the unity of this universe. God bless you. Peace, love, and soul. I'm so glad to be back in tune. My vacation is over and a journey must begin. I thank you and look all, and I appreciate those who appreciate thy. And those who don't, I'll say a prayer anyway. God bless you all. God blesses us the same way He do every other. There's no different and no respect of person. Take care until then. Bye-bye now. Stay in tune. I love you. Peace and blessings. Prophetess Arenda. Bye-bye.